Selamat datang kembali di Beta Punya Channel. Hari ini saya bersama Janita dengan Chari di depan Gereja Santa Rosa de Lima untuk menjelaskan sejarah pembangunan Gereja Santa Rosa de Lima di Bay St. Louis. Mari ikuti Janita dengan Chari untuk siarah kita di Bay St. Louis hari ini.
St. Rose de Lima Catholic Church was built in 1926. It was established by the Society of the Divine Word. The architect was Joseph Sumner Labatt, my great-grandfather. Primarily for African American parishioners so that they would have a home church. They used to attend St. Joseph's, before the churches were integrated, before they were allowed to worship, but they needed a place in Bay St. Louis for African Americans, so they could have a place of their own. So the Society of the Divine Word came down and they started the seminary, and then they decided to come over and establish the first African American church, Catholic church, here in Bay St. Louis, here at St. Rose.
Janita, what do you know about St. Rose? Come on, tell us about St. Rose.
St. Rose de Lima is a family church. It has very multicultural, very diverse Catholic church established here in Bay St. Louis. We have a saying, you're in the right place at the right time. A lot of people come from all over the world to visit St. Rose because they've heard so much about our parish and also about our great choir that we have.
All right, here we have the sign of St. Rose de Lima. Welcome to St. Rose. All right, Chari, go ahead.
St. Rose grew to be a really large church. We started off as very small with just a few Catholic families, and now the church houses over 642 parishioners, registered parishioners, which is an amazing. It is very diverse. All cultures, African American, Asian, Indian, Hispanic, Caucasian. The church is very welcoming to any and all race.
Ya, sekarang kita masuk ke dalam gerejanya untuk lihat di dalamnya bagaimana arsiteknya di dalam. Ini gereja ini dibangun oleh SVD sebagai tempat ibadah untuk orang-orang African American supaya mereka punya tempat ibadah tersendiri. Mari kita masuk. Ini tahun dimana gereja itu dibangun 1926. Oke, ini di dalam gerejanya kita siapkan ini hand sanitizer dengan mask. Jadi masuk di sini, lihat mereka sudah pasang maskernya. Oke. Ini dalam gerejanya, nanti kita ikuti wawancara saya dengan Chari dengan Janita tentang sejarah di St. Rose. Okay, Chari, tell us a little bit about the inside of this church, architecturally, or with the altar that we have so beautiful. Would you mind explain to us a little bit about the picture behind the altar, please?
Okay, the picture behind the altar it's called Christ in the Oaks. And the picture was commissioned by Father Kenneth Hamilton, SVD. He had a theme, he had an idea, and he came up with the theme for of rerouting and rerouting in Christ. So the theme was to bring back the roots and heritage of the church. So he decided with the mural, he commissioned the mural from, his name is Osicles Ozos, who is an artist and instructor at the New Orleans Art Institute. He came in and he commissioned the mural of Christ in the Oaks. And if you look at the mural, he used images of actual members of the parish. So the head portion was used, you know, for one member, the torso, and then the rest of the body was used for a separate, you know, model. All parishioners of the parish. And while painting the mural, there's some hidden images. So if you follow me, Father, I'll show you a few of them.
All right, thank you. Okay, now I'm following Shari to show me what the image that was painted on the wall.
Okay, there's one image here, and this is in the silhouette of the artist's wife who tragically passed away. So he wanted to incorporate her within the mural. If you look over here, these squiggly lines, these are the names of the members of the parish. It's the last names of members who were part of the parish. Also, over here, there's another hidden image. Another hidden image right here. If you see the top of the head, the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. This image is an image of Father Kenneth Hamilton, who was the priest here at the time, back in 1992. He is the one who actually commissioned this entire mural within the church. Of the mural, this pot that sits here.
Sure.
This pot, we started a tradition here at St. Rose called stirring the soils.
Okay.
So what happens, it's a melting pot of soils from all over the world. When members of the parish leave and go on vacation, or, you know, go off for business or out of town, they'll bring back, you know, a container of soil. And it gives homage to our ancestors. So we do a traditional stirring of the soils at different ceremonies. Sometimes we do it during a Women's Day ceremony that we have here, and our elders will stir the soils.
Yeah, Janita, you go.
Here at St. Rose, we have 3 masses during the weekend. We have a mass on Saturday at 4:00 p.m., on Sunday at 7:00 a.m., and at 9:00 a.m. During the week, we have a mass on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, every day except on Tuesday. And we have that mass in the mornings at 7:30 a.m.
How about the choirs that we have?
Oh, the choirs.
Come on, tell us about the choirs.
The choirs, we have we have 3 choirs.
Awesome.
Actually, we probably have almost like 4 choirs.
Sure, go ahead.
On Saturday, we have a choir for the 4 p.m. On Sunday at 9:00 a.m., we have a choir. We also have a Women's Day choir, a men's ensemble choir, and now that we're going through this pandemic, we have a choir that's just for our Facebook Live choir. We'll call it that.
We call it a praise team.
We have a praise team choir.
Awesome.
We have a few members that have gotten together that will come on Sunday morning to help us minister through song. And most of them are either have been in the choir or some type of ministry within the choir.
How good the choirs are.
Our choirs are the best in the whole world.
Oh, come on.
We have people that come all over the world to see our choirs and listen to our choirs and purchase our CDs that we have because they love them so much. It makes them feel so much at home.
Awesome. Okay, ini altar ini khusus juga altarnya. Shari, would you mind tell us a little bit about this uniqueness of this altar?
In keeping with the theme of rerouting and rerouting in Christ. This is driftwood that washed up on the beach in front of St. Stanislaus College. And one of our parishioners saw this driftwood, and knowing that Father Ken, had the theme of rerouting and routing, in Christ, they saw this driftwood, and he was a woodsman, a craftsman. And he looked at this and he said, you know what? I can fashion this into an altar. And so he got the wood off the beach and he took it home, and he decided to, he went to work. He designed the altar that you see here. And if you notice the roots, he made the altar with the roots pointing towards heaven. So it's kind of upside down.
What's the meaning behind that? Turn it over that way.
The meaning behind it, instead of going down,
right,
everything is pointed towards heaven.
Okay.
And then also the lectern that you see here is made from a tree trunk. And that was also to keep in the theme of rerouting and rerouting in Christ.
Sure.
So, we're a non-traditional Catholic church. You don't see the traditional things that you would see in a cathedral or in a traditional Catholic church.
I think in the whole United States, I think St. Rose is a very special unique one, very unique with the altar, especially, as you know.
Janita spoke about our wonderful choir. If you notice all the instruments, we have the keyboard, we have the drums.
I heard the keyboard is coming all the way from Indonesia. Is that right?
I'm not sure where it came from.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's an amazing keyboard. We have the drums, we have the bongos, the African drums. And then we also have, if you see all the chairs, this is where our choir sits, which is non-traditional in a Catholic church. Choirs do not normally sit on the altar. Usually the altar is reserved for the priest, but our church is usually filled, so they decided we needed more space, so they decided to move the choir to the altar. So that's why you see all the multiple chairs. And we turned if you look to the back of the church, we turned the old choir loft into a cry room for parents, who have fussy children or, just don't want to have a distraction during the Mass. The parents have the choice. A stained glass mural of the Jordan River. And this mural was donated to us by a family who actually used to have it in their home. And they wanted better use of it. And so they thought it would fit perfectly here at St. Rose. So they donated the mural here to St. Rose. Here, in 2012, our church renovations were completed. And instead of having the little small traditional Stations of the Cross, the parish council at the time, leading president was Paula Falconer. She did a lot of research around the country to try and find some Stations of the Cross that were more fitting for St. Rose de Lima. So if you look here, these are non-traditional, oversized Stations of the Cross that you usually don't see in a Catholic church. You usually see the small ones, but she found these beautiful Stations of the Cross.
Teman-teman, terima kasih banyak karena Anda sudah ikuti siaran kami di Gereja Santa Rosa de Lima hari ini. Harap sejarah singkat tentang Gereja Santa Rosa de Lima menjadi informasi yang sangat bagus untuk Anda. Kalau Anda datang ke Bay St. Louis, jangan lupa kunjung St. Rose de Lima karena itu sangat historik untuk gereja di Bay St. Louis di Mississippi, dan itu sangat-sangat unik di seluruh Amerika. Jangan lupa kalau Anda datang di Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, stop by at St. Rose. Thank you. Jangan lupa like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Bye-bye.